Hello everyone, welcome to Shannon Gardens. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So today I wanted to discuss container planting and give you some tips on container planting that I've learned from my own experience as well as from a recent class that I took. I learned a couple of extra tips I had not known before. So I want to share those with you guys. I also want to take you on a nursery visit just to check out some of the new flowers that I saw out there as we're going into the spring season. I was so excited to see all these beautiful colors and flowers. So I will take you guys on that visit and just point out some of the flowers that really stood out to me. And then we'll come back here and we'll talk about containers, container planting, and get my spring inspired container planted. Upon arriving, I saw a sea of beautiful bright colors, definitely reminding me of spring and summer, and I saw this gorgeous CALIBRACHOA, again in a variety of colors to choose from. You guys, look at these beautiful geraniums, all these gorgeous colors, the red and the bright pinks, the salmon colors. It's just gorgeous. And then there's a dual color down here with the white and pink centers and variegated leaf as well. Look at that one. That's just beautiful. I love this salvia. I really love this color. They've got red and different colors of salvia, but I think that this white with the light pink peach color is just gorgeous. This dianthus is so pretty and brightly colored. And I wanted to show you guys this other plant that I ran across. Look at all these flowers. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Oh, here it is. The begonia dragonwing. And just look at this. Look at the beautiful flowers here. Here are a couple more examples of different colors of salvia, such as this beautiful reddish pink and then the purple. And these are both annuals, sun annuals. And then I just have to show you guys these dahlias. Look at this color. Oh my gosh. And then this one up here. That is just gorgeous. Let's see if we can find the name. This is Venti Pink and White Eve. And this one, which actually is probably my favorite. Oh no, it doesn't have a tag. Oh, here we go. Is Mega Boom Passion Fruit. Okay, so a couple of things that I wanted to point out and highlight with regard to container gardening. The first thing is that you want to bear in mind when you are shopping for your plants is to get like plants that have similar light requirements and watering needs. So you're going to want to find light plants to put in one pot that have those similar needs. And also make sure to notice and pay attention to where you have your pots. So there's some requirements that are going to be needed of the plants that you're planning on putting in those pots. So check them in the morning, midday, afternoon, and just see what kind of sun you're getting or sun and shade mix, and then purchase your plants accordingly so that they will thrive in that pot. Sure. Or other thing that I always try to bear in mind when I'm planting my containers, well, particularly my containers, but also the garden as well, is to not only look for your flower colors and those pops of color or the softer colors, however you prefer to plant and what style you're going with, but also for the foliage. There's a lot of really interesting and pretty leaf structure and different foliage that you can add to your pots as well, that just add a different kind of texture and interest to that pot in addition to your flowering plants. One other thing I did want to mention is when you're looking at pots for your plants is that the glazed pots tend to hold moisture better, whereas terracotta and cocoa blend lime pots tend to dry out more. So that's just something to bear in mind when you are purchasing your containers and then deciding where you're going to put those containers, whether they're in full sun, part sun, or shade. Okay, so there are two things in addition to the soil that I'm going to be adding to my pots. The first one I'm starting with is starter fertilizer. I'm going to show you guys the one that I'm using. By all means, there are a lot of different products out there, so you can start with whichever one you prefer, but this is the one that I'm using, which is Dr. Earth Root Zone, and that's just going to help it establish roots and get it set up nicely before the season. So as it goes through the season and the heat of the summer, it should have some nicely established roots. And of course, after, I will look at the schedule on the starter fertilizer and make sure to switch over to regular fertilizer as the season progresses. But I'm starting out with this one. So one other item that I am going to use that I wanted to mention that I learned about in my class and I'm so excited about is the soil moist, and it says it reduces plant waterings. I'll show you guys here. This is also supposed to help in encouraging deeper roots as well. I definitely struggle in the summer. I don't know about you guys with keeping my plants watered adequately. I have a lot of pots that are in full sun and it's hard sometimes to keep them adequately watered. So this, from what I understand, is made for those containers that are in full sun or maybe part sun. So I have a lot in full sun and I'm going to add this to my one pot and see how it goes. Now in the class I took, they suggested putting it below the roots a bit and then putting a layer of soil on top of that. I'm going to mix it in my soil, kind of place it around there and below a little bit, and then make sure, as the instructions say, to put the mixture in the lower part of the pot and not in the top 2 inches of soil. So I'll give this a try. One other thing that they mentioned in the class is that you will want to soak this before adding it to your soil. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll add it to my soil and add that to my pot. So I wanted to share with you guys the plants that I picked out for my container. And I'm so excited about the plants that I got and really the colors that I got as well. I was really looking for some softer colors to inspire my springtime kind of feeling that I'm going for. Usually in my pots, I choose brighter colors, but in this one, I wanted to go a little softer. And so the first one I chose is this Salvia. And just look at the color there. I just think that's so pretty and light and springtime looking, and that attracts butterflies. And then next I have my sun patience, which actually are not blooming yet, but they're the white coloration. And so I thought that would look very nice, and again, in keeping with that light feeling of the salvia as well. And then last, to drape over, I've got CALIBRACHOA, and I love the colors. So the lilac on the outside of the plant, and then the deeper purple in the middle with the yellow in the very center. So I'm going to stack these plants. I will have my salvia in the back. I will have my sun patience next, and then I will have my CALIBRACHOA that will, as it continues to grow, drape over the side of the container. So let's get this put together. I'm so excited for the end result. Okay, so I'm going to add my potting mix, and then I will add the fertilizer and mix in the soil moist, and then add potting mix by itself, place my plants in, and then add potting mix to finish it off. All right, here we go. Okay, you guys, I have finished, and I have to say I am very pleased with the results. I think that the colors, particularly paired with the darker pot here, really stand out, and they're just very soft and pretty and very spring inspired. So I'm very happy with the end result. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited to get the first container of the spring season planted, and with certainly more to come. So please make sure to stay tuned. And as I continue to update all of my containers within the next month or so, as well as planting the garden and just getting ready for spring and summer. Thank you so much again. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, happy gardening and goodbye.